What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Anime Analyzer. If you've been feeling that seasonal anime lull, get ready, because summer 2025 is coming in hot with a stacked lineup of brand new shows.
ये तो लेटेस्ट न्यूज़ है।
We're not talking about sequels today. This is all about the fresh faces, the new stories aiming to become the next big thing. I've spent hours digging through the announcements, the manga reader hype, and the studio buzz to bring you the definitive countdown of the series you absolutely cannot miss. So, get your watch list ready, because this is our top 10 most anticipated new anime of summer 2025.
まずいことになった。
Kicking off our list at number 10 is a show that promises to be as hilarious as it is wholesome. Cultural Exchange with a Game Center Girl. In the world of anime romance, the meet cute is everything, and this one starts with an arcade crane game and a massive cultural misunderstanding. The story centers on Renji Kusakabe, an arcade employee who takes pity on a foreign girl struggling for hours to win a manly koala plushie. When she seems suspicious of his sudden gesture, he gets flustered and blurts out that it's a Valentine's Day gift. The problem? In her home country of England, a Valentine's gift is basically a love confession. This setup is pure gold for a romantic comedy. It's being animated by Studio Comet, who have a long history with comedy and slice-of-life shows. We can expect them to nail the awkward, funny, and ultimately sweet interactions as these two navigate a relationship that started by complete accident.
待て。
はい、我が王よ。
At number 9, we're diving headfirst into the isekai genre with a fascinating twist, Apocalypse Bringer Minogra. Forget being the hero. This time, our protagonist gets reincarnated as the god of an evil civilization. Takuto Ira, a young man who died from an illness, wakes up in a world identical to his favorite strategy game. He's now the leader of Minogra, a civilization known for being notoriously difficult to play. But he's not alone. He has his beautiful and loyal hero unit, the Sludge Witch Atu, by his side. What makes this so exciting is the evil protagonist angle combined with world building from a strategy game perspective. It's about building a nation, managing resources, and commanding armies, all from the bad guy's point of view. Get ready for a lesson in world domination.
どうやら私は君を一人の女性として好きになってしまったようだ。
Coming in at number 8 is A Girl's Love, or Yuri, title with a premise that is guaranteed to create some hilarious and heartfelt drama. There's no freaking way I'll be your lover, unless... The story follows Renako Amaori, who's trying to escape her lonely past by having a completely normal high school experience. Her plans go sideways when she has an instant connection with the most popular girl in school, the glamorous model Mai Uzuka. Renako thinks she's found her perfect best friend, but Mai drops a bombshell with a romantic confession. This sets up the central conflict. Renako is desperate to keep things platonic, while Mai is determined to win her over. The manga is beloved for its sharp wit and genuinely touching moments. Animated by Studio Lings, fans are eager to see if they can capture the electric chemistry between Renako and Mai that makes the source material so special. Prepare for absolute chaos at number 7, because we have an adaptation from a master of comedy, City: The Animation. If you've ever seen or read Nichijou, you know that its creator, Keiichi Arawi, has a unique talent for turning the mundane into the hilariously absurd. City follows the interconnected, bizarre lives of the residents of a single city block. Our main focus is Midori, a college student who is constantly broke and trying to dodge her landlady. Her schemes to get money range from trying to bully her friends to petty theft, but what she really needs is a job. Which sounds boring. The hype for this isn't just about the plot, it's about the promise of Arawi's signature art style and comedic timing brought to life. Animated by Kyoto Animation, the studio famous for K-On! And a silent voice, we are expecting nothing less than a visual masterpiece of comedy. This could very well be the funniest anime of the entire year. At number 6, we have an action fantasy that combines the thrill of victory with the desperation of a second chance. Tsuyokute no Saga. Magic swordsman Kyle has done the impossible. After a brutal war, he's finally defeated the Demon Lord. But the victory comes at a great cost, and as he lies dying, he's sent back in time by a mysterious relic. Now, he's back in his younger body before all the tragedy and loss, armed with the knowledge of what's to come. This isn't your typical OP protagonist story. Kyle's power comes from his painful memories and his desperate drive to protect the people he lost. He's in a race against time to change a future he's already lived through. The source material is a hit for its blend of action and strategy, and with studios Sotsu, Makaria, and Yokohama Animation Laboratory teaming up, we're expecting some seriously epic battle sequences.
人は彼女をこう呼ぶ。沈黙の魔女。
Coming in at number 5 is a fantasy that proves even the most powerful people can have crippling social anxiety. Secrets of the Silent Witch. Monica Everett is a living legend. She's the Silent Witch, the only mage capable of casting spells without incantations, and the hero who defeated a black dragon single-handedly. But here's the secret. She is painfully, debilitatingly shy. She only mastered silent casting to avoid having to speak in public. Now, this introverted genius has been given the high-stakes mission of secretly guarding a prince. The light novel is adored for its mix of high-stakes fantasy and relatable comedic struggles. Animated by Studio Cloverworks, known for Bocce the Rock, and Spy X Family, this is a perfect match. They are masters of animating expressive, anxious characters, and we can't wait to see them bring Monica's inner turmoil to life.
強くなれんなら願ってもね。
Brace yourselves for some brutal action at number 4 with Tugananki. This is a dark, supernatural battle shonen that is dripping with style, and is poised to be a massive hit. For generations, a secret war has raged between the bloodlines of the monstrous Oni and the human Momotaru who hunt them. Shiki Ichinose is a reckless teenager who discovers he has the blood of an Oni after his foster father is killed by a Momotaro warrior. This awakens his dormant powers, filling him with a rage and a thirst for revenge. The hype around Tugan Anki is immense. The manga is known for its incredible art, dynamic fight choreography, and a story that isn't afraid to explore moral gray areas. The announcement that this will be animated by Wit Studio, the legends behind the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan and Vinland Saga. Expect jaw-dropping animation and some of the best fights of the season.
なあ、変なこと聞いてもええか?
At number 3, we have a series that has been whispered about with a mix of terror and excitement in the manga community for years. Get ready for one of the most unsettling and compelling horror anime in recent memory, The Summer Hikaru Died. In a small, isolated village, Yoshiki and Hikaru are inseparable best friends. But one summer, Yoshiki starts to realize the person walking beside him, the one who looks and sounds just like Hikaru, is something else. When confronted, this new Hikaru reveals its otherworldly nature, threatening to kill Yoshiki if he doesn't accept it. This is not a jump scare horror. It's a slow burn, atmospheric story about grief, identity, and the creeping dread of the unknown. The source material is critically acclaimed, and with Studio Saigam's Pictures taking the helm, we're anticipating a beautifully crafted, deeply disturbing masterpiece that will have everyone talking. Our runner-up at an incredibly close number 2 is the series many are calling the next great shonen epic, Gachiakuta. In a world sharply divided between a pristine city and the lawless slums, Rudo scavenges through trash to survive. Everything changes when he is framed for murder and cast into the Abyss, a colossal dumping ground for both garbage and criminals. But instead of dying, he discovers a world of trash monsters and cleaners, warriors who fight them with special weapons called vital instruments. To get revenge, Rudo must become a cleaner and fight his way back to the surface. The hype for Gachiakuta is off the charts for one simple reason: it's being animated by Studio Bones. They are the undisputed kings of action animation. The manga's gritty, unique art style and Rudo's compelling underdog story are the perfect ingredients for Bones to create an absolute visual spectacle. Mark my words, this is going to be huge. And finally, our #1 most anticipated new anime of summer 2025 is the heartfelt and incredibly charming romance, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. This series is set between two adjacent high schools that couldn't be more different, Chidori, a school for delinquents, and Kikyo, an elite all-girls academy. Rintaro Tsumugi is a Chidori student whose intimidating face makes everyone assume the worst of him. Kaoruko Waguri is a sweet and kind Kikyo student who works at her family's cake shop. Their chance meeting blossoms into a connection that defies the prejudice and hatred between their two schools. This isn't just a simple romance. It's a beautifully told story about looking past surface-level stereotypes, finding kindness in unexpected places, and the courage it takes to form a bond against all odds. While we have incredible action and fantasy this season, the overwhelming buzz for The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity shows a huge desire for genuine, character-driven storytelling. The manga has won numerous awards and has a massive, passionate fan base for a reason. And that is our list. Summer 2025 is looking absolutely incredible. What do you think? Which show are you putting at the top of your watch list? Let me know everything in the comments down below. I want to hear all of your hype. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on all the season's biggest hits, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.